Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God, keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Amen. It's Ben Yehuda, man. High levels, bro, high as could be. Word to Rastafari, there's a holler in me. Every morning when I wake up, spend time on my knees. No sneezing necessary, the blessings received. Who lesser than me? Not a soul. We all got it and passed on it like common codes. I got tired of blowing it like a snotty nose. When will he return? Nobody knows. So I plant my seeds daily and water the field. There's a lot of people out here ignoring he real. Putting money before him wasn't part of the deal. So I was being popular for a part of his meal. Feed me, Ezekiel, no Elliot. Heaven sent in the world full of these Hellenists. These Greek lovers, these genociders, these terrorists. The book's burning, give us another Exodus. I wanna see my people prosper.
You know, we have ones that's a Rastafari, live in the city, Kingston City, Manhattan,
Yeah.
like I, you know. We live amongst our universal brothers and sisters, and Rastafari is for each and every one. So it's not this weird thing where you have to live in the forest, no. But you have ones that live in the forest and they hold an order for the ones like I who can come in now and hold our meds and come to these places and remove ourselves from that type of way and still come find our brothers in the midst of the jungle as well as in the city.
Exactly.
So it's a brotherhood throughout universe.
Yeah,
iPhones included, cameras included, cars included, planes,
everything, man.
palace,
Yes, man.
huts,
Yes, man.
rivers, ocean, the whole thing. Huh?
Yeah, man. And the thing about it too as well is that Rastafari is not a cult. Yes?
No.
So we're not looking for more followers to say, hey, everyone have to come and be Rastafari. No, we're looking at people and their heart.
We are all about love.
Now, of course, not to forget this, keeping this on the docket as far as the ecosystem, biodiversity, climate change, global warming, so on and so forth, and are being echoed in many publications as far as mass media that, or at least the media that seeks to cover this, especially the New York Times, the BBC, other places that actually do some investigative reporting. Here entitled "The Amazon is on Fire, but so is Central Africa." If we'll hear from Dakar, Senegal, as images of wildfires in South America's Amazon region draw global attention, a large and potentially devastating series of fires is raging in Central Africa and parts of Southern Africa. Among the regions at risk is the Congo Basin Forest, the second largest tropical rainforest after the Amazon, mostly in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The region absorbs tons of carbon dioxide, a key in the fight against climate change, and has been called the world's second lung, following the Amazon. At the G7 summit of political leaders this week, amid a global feud over how to handle the Brazil blazes, President Emmanuel Macron of France published a tweet message acknowledging the Africa burns and saying he was considering an aid program to help. Fire experts, however, are cautioning against comparing the situations in Africa and South America too closely. While the fires are racing through environmentally critical rainforests in Brazil and Bolivia, in Central Africa they are incinerating savanna and scrubbier land, and mostly licking at the edges of the rainforest, said Lauren Williams, a forest expert with the Global Forest Watch, who is based in Kinshasa, the Democratic Republic of Congo's capital. In Central Africa, as in other parts of the world, many of the fires are typical for this time of year. While some ignite naturally in the dry season, others are deliberately set by farmers to clear land and improve crop yields. In South America, the burns spilled into sensitive areas and grew out of control. In in Africa, some experts fear the same outcome and say that Central African governments may be inadequately prepared to fight the blazes. Irene Wabiya Betoko, the forest manager with Greenpeace, who is based in Kinshasa, said the regional governments are less equipped to fight these burns than their South American counterparts, both technically and financially. If it catches the rainforest in the Congo Basin, it will be worse than in South America, she said in a telephone interview. We are calling on governments to not be silent. Start acting now to make sure these fires are not getting out of control. Data analyzed by Global Forest Watch show that Angola ranks first in the number of fire alerts by province right now, while Brazil ranks second, with Zambia and the Democratic Republic of Congo in third and fourth place. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, the number of fire alerts in 2019 is running slightly above average according to Global Forest Watch, but it is still not as high as in some recent years. A NASA satellite map shows Central Africa as a thick fiery splotch, a rash even denser than the red mass over the Amazon. But experts caution that each dot represents a distinct fire in a large geographic area, not one huge conflagration. Ms. Williams of Global Forest Watch also cautioned that satellite technology is not perfect and that satellites sometimes identify fires that are not actually there. For generations, fires set by farmers were not a major concern, but rising temperatures, decreased rain, and industrial practices like logging have made forests increasingly vulnerable to out-of-control blazes. Less rain leaves the land dry and more vulnerable to sparks, while logging thins the forest, making it less dense and less humid and more vulnerable to fire, Ms. Wabia Betoko said. Nations in the G7 pledged more than $22 million to fight the fires in the Amazon. On Tuesday, Brazil's government rejected the offer, extending a fight between President Macron and President Bolsonaro of Brazil over how the fires should be handled. President Bolsonaro has called the French leader's involvement part of a campaign to treat Brazil as if we are a colony. And Mr. Bolsonaro's chief of staff, Onyx Lorenzoni, took a swipe at President Macron by telling Globo, a Brazilian news outlet, that Mr. Macron already has a lot to look after at home and in the French colonies. It was possible and a possible reference to the Africa fires, although many former French colonies are north of the burning areas.